Assalamualaikum warahmatollahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dahlia Uzma Putri and I'm from Group 4. Today we're gonna present about Toyota case study. Toyota are known as one of the biggest automotive company under Japan that has been founded in 1937. Throughout the years, we see that Toyota has been more and more developed every year to meet all the demands that required by their customers. So, in this big organization, there are still something that are lacking of. For example, in our study case, we are currently talking about the 8 things that HR could done to make Toyota even more better. This is because there's actually a claim that say Toyota human resources are the lead cause of Toyota downfall. The question is, could Toyota make any difference by correcting their HR department and analyze everything that happenings in the company through their human resources? Moving on, I will pass this slide to my other team members to move on with the presentation.
Hi, Assalamualaikum everyone. I'm Najiha and I will share with all of you about the damage and failure at Toyota. First of all is setting a potential problem in which poorly placed or incorrect maps. Consumer was surprised in October 2009 by the first of a series highly publicized recall of Toyota vehicle in United States, citing a potential problem in which poorly placed or incorrect floor mats under the driver's seat could lead uncontrolled execution. In a range of models, Toyota announced that it was recalling 3.8 million US vehicles. The recall was triggered by the report of a ferry crash in California, where the accelerator of a Lexus sedan got trapped, resulting in the driver's death. Reports in the media and their overall things. The public view can indication the quality level of its product also had been fallen in. Moreover, Toyota indicated the recalls the first two with the assistance of United States National Highway Traffic Safety Administration or NHTSA after reports that several vehicles experienced uninterrupted safety accreditation. The first recall on November 2011 was to correct a possible version of an incorrect of output placed from driver space. Not just it. On 28 January 2010, Toyota had announced recall of approximately 2.2 million vehicles for the pedals entrapment floor mat problem, and additional 2.3 million, 0.7 million vehicles are subject of both. On February 8, 2018, the NHTSA, in a collaboration with NASA, released in the findings into an investigation on the Toyota drive-by-wire throttle problem. After the 10-month search, NASA and NHTSA scientists found no electronic defect in Toyota vehicles. Driver error or pedal misapplication was found responsible for most of the incidents. The report ended citing our conclusion is Toyota problem were mechanical, not electrical. These include the skidding operated pedals and pedals caught under floor mats. This is from me, Najiha. Bye!
Employee productivity is influenced significantly by training. Employees might benefit from training by improving their experience and accepting changes in the workplace. However, the failure of Toyota officials to give sufficient training contributed to the company's demise. As a result, Toyota executives should give staff more effective decision-making training so that business can deal with unpleasant situations. Toyota management should provide better quality training in developing the skill and abilities of workers in selected areas in order to have more training that is effective. Employees should be thoroughly trained in evaluating and reacting on business cases. For example, leaders should give personnel with suitable work-related training. Employees can be personalized through procedures and style of functioning that can help them improve with good training. Managers will be able to more effectively and to persuade executives to act and avoid overlooking unfavorable external security information if they receive effective and quality training. Second, performance management process. Toyota failed to resolve issue in identifying and analyzing company performance, resulting in accurate data about the Toyota image. Toyota suffered a serious setback due to its high level of faith in its employees without conducting any research. The Toyota brand has suffered because of the lack of control over the performance management process. Toyota executives should regularly monitor and evaluate the staff performance in order to address difficulties. Performance appraisal is an important process that is carried out on a regular basis to assess employee accomplishment. Again, a specific target manager will be able to use the evaluation result to discover employee potential and plan the development and program. Organization must ensure that the goal of developing and providing a better means of managing performance is executed objectively, consistently, and fairly because it is strongly tied to human resource management. Toyota executives should also examine and evaluate the employee work. Next, hiring. Human resource management, recruitment and selection of personnel is critical since it influences the quality of the workforce chosen for a company. The quality of a workforce is determined by the quality of recruiting offered by some key organizational certification. Toyota has suffered a significant decline due to the mindset of its bosses who may be hiring inexperienced personnel. Toyota executives should take steps to hire people, such as conducting an interview. This is done to ensure that the hired staff have a lot of experience before they start working. The panel of reviewers should assess the new employees' abilities to enter the organization after the interview procedure is complete. Toyota would not have had any negative consequence during the debut of the product if they had used this approach of hiring. Toyota challenge can be solved by recruiting high-performing workers with high level of competence and ability. The fourth is corporate culture. Corporate culture is the future commercialization of culture in firm, incorporating value to ensure long-term viability and competitive benefit. Toyota well-known company culture of total confidence turned out to be disorganized and lacking in communication. The Toyota Way has become a bestseller because it delves deeply into the component of management culture and philosophy that encourages and establishes a brand that reflects excellence and trust. Unfortunately, Toyota made an error of constantly ignoring customer complaints and being slow to respond to them. To address these difficulties, Toyota must strengthen the Toyota Way, which include a better and faster response and responsiveness to customer complaint issues and needs.
So, one point for the HR analytic is reward and recognition. We know that every human being will love to be rewarded and recognized for their hard work, especially when they already pour all of it into the company or into the place they are work and contribute for such a long time. Therefore, having such rewards and recognition will keep the morale and motivation up high. So, what did Toyota did wrong here? They did wrong here by not giving enough credits, rewards, and recognition towards their workers to keep them stay in the company and keep their motivation and their morale high. So all the works that they give end up being not as good as is expected. Next point, we're going to talk about leadership. We know how any industry in the businesses moving along with trend and fast pace. Especially in automotive production, there are a lot of requirements and demands from our clients. Therefore, having a good leadership and the one that can keep along with the movement and move along with the trend and the world that keep changing will give a good opportunity for their employees to succeed along with them. However, Toyota seems to be lacking in that part because most of the leaders that are currently in Toyota are still having the same old mindset about how leadership should work. Most of the time, we knew that the old mindset will be anything that the leader says should be followed by the employees. So how about the employees that are actually bring the opportunity and the solutions to the work? And so on point number 3, we talk about retention. Or any company that knew they had a good talent in the company that can actually bring a lot of revenue. It is possible to say that people who have a critical skill thinking are hard to come past by this day. Therefore, when Toyota didn't actually appreciate those people that came into their company to help them with solving their problems and actually put the demands that are being made by the customers into their products, really truly frustrating them out. So when there are no talents in the company and there are no people who are good at critical thinking, it actually gives a huge impact on Toyota sales. Usually, when this type of employees come to any kind of a company, they will be given such a huge opportunity to speak out their mind, especially about all the problems that they have the solution to, and to help the company moving along with the trend that are going. Therefore, having their voice blocked or having their own solution in mind that are not allowed to be spoken lead them to frustration, because they knew that the solution that they provide could make everything happen and make it better for the company. On to the next point will be about risk assessment. We know that every HR will be good to collab with the risk assessment to analyze everything inside the company and what is going on inside, because having a risk assessment will help human resources actually realize what is happening with the employees. For example, you can say that risk assessment will analyze all their performance and see what's actually happening with the employee. Therefore, HR could take parts in this case and maintaining their talents, but also prevent such costs to hire a new person that they think will be benefits when it's actually not, and it will just be enough to keep the current employee in the company to keep it going.
So, the lesson that we have learned from Toyota towards car maker industry in Asia. For lesson number 1, always strive to improve. First and foremost, Kaizen, which means continuous improvement, is one of the first lessons from Toyota. This ethos can be used to run a business. The market and the competition are always shifting, and in order to stay up with others, it is necessary to change the ways in which one works. Without active participation from workers, Kaizen cannot be successful. Next lesson that we have learned from Toyota is to reduce consumption in all functions. Toyota has slashed the time it takes to alter a vehicle's model by introducing TPS into its manufacturing process. Toyota always tries to remove 7 waste in order to produce improved production regardless of where it is used. These waste include oversupply, duration, logistics, improper processing, unused stocks, excessive motion, and last but not least is deformities. And the third lesson that we have learned from Toyota is to promote innovative rapidity. Toyota relies on the notion of kakushin or quick invention to remain competitive. By applying for a patent for the world's first flying automobile, they demonstrated their dedication to quick innovation with cutting-edge technology. The company's goal is to show off the world's first flying vehicle at the Olympic Games in Tokyo in 2020. And last but not least, the last lesson that we have learned is to aim for global dominance. Yet, importantly, how to dominate the market is what Toyota teaches the car industry and other businesses. There are various reasons why Toyota is still one of the most popular and profitable vehicle brands in the world. The lessons from Toyota manufacturing method can help other businesses achieve new heights of success. Even if your firm is a multinational conglomerate, it may achieve market dominance if it constantly improves its operations, eliminates waste, and innovates whenever visible. So that's all from me.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Shamimi. I'm going to continue present about the question number 4, which is your current position is HR expertise at Proton. What can you suggest to the management to improve the working culture at Proton system based on the failure at Toyota. Let's continue to the introduction. Human resources are essential in saving a failing enterprise. A corporation with inadequate human resources may underperform. HR professionals must understand how the management team work as well. Because any difficulty exists in business purposes, they all have a personality component that results in revenues and results for the company. HR should be involved in every facet of a company's operation. All functional departments within the organization or departments for which they were particularly hired, such as division, branch and department, must be remembered, informed and educated by the HR. As an expert in human resources for the Proto firm, I have some suggestions that the company can put into action based on the failure that occurred at Toyota. According to the case study, the damage that occurred at Toyota would most possibly experienced by Proton. Numerous changes could prevent Proton from having to go through it. However, these improvements are not something that can be accomplished overnight. They would require a significant amount of work, but the ultimate result would be worthwhile. First, award and recognition will be based on what you receive when you achieve a certain objective, and it will be simple to fulfill the goals without regard for any errors in the system or product. In manufacturing, we can measure the quality and safety of the appropriate goods at the appropriate time. As a result, we can monitor the production process with great attention to detail and evaluate the contribution of each of our workers to the final product. The second improvement is that as human resource expert at Proton, the hiring system for finding the ideal employee is no longer an option. Recruiters and leaders must consider the option that will be presented, such as years of experience, understanding of certain system, and educational background, and it will be more advantageous if self-training and certificated programs are provided. One of the strategies is to find someone to hire who has a significant amount of experience in the field. That will not be only capable to completing the task, but it will also help the company to reduce the cost of training. When it comes to these issues, one of the most important things to do is to make sure that you are hiring the correct individuals, so that they will not be able to face any problems that may arise in the future. Okay, that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurshana Shaidah and I will continue this presentation. The third recommendation is to ensure that each of the employees receive an appropriate amount of training. Every employee must guarantee that they are well informed and knowledgeable about the field in which they operate. Both new and veteran staff should receive a training. When Proton meets a problem, each staff should prepare for what they are expected to be accomplished and will able to discover appropriate solution. The next suggestion is that as we all know, Toyota is known for its 4 cycle steps, which include planning, doing, checking, and acting. Every employee must follow this stage to achieve successful outcome. However, Toyota personnel did not make full of any of these measures. Employee training, according to the Proton human resource expert, ensure that the staff has necessary skills and competence to recognize and handle any situation that may arise. However, it will be more effective if supervisor oversee or participate to increase employee confidence in making decisions. Furthermore, there are usually meetings or talk within the company. It could be between the managers and departments. This is one of the better approach to improving workplace culture because it will arise employee productivity, and not to mention the fact that certain staff will around you with their brilliant ideas. Employees and managers will be better able to understand each other and have more options if they share their thoughts and opinions. Finally, the employer and employee relationship can strengthen Proton corporate culture. The contact between employee and the human resource department has significant impact on overall company culture. The HR office may strengthen the employee and employee connection by corporate culture by having effective conflict resolution procedure, open line communication, and also clear chance of comment. For conclusion, to regain its credibility, quality, and brand, Toyota should not only concentrate on finding solutions to the technical issue, but it should also examine, fix, and improve all the procedure that attributes to the production of products. The management of human resource should be considered the most important of this factor. To summarize, the most important things that the others company should take away from Toyota failures is the realization that their human resource system require regular testing or auditing of their all process, during which time they should take account in all relevant factors and address any issues as quickly as they arise. Failing to do so will make it more likely that mistake costing $1 billion would be made. The issues that Toyota currently facing is not the product of single person mistake in independence, rather the result of succession of errors that has been made across the organization and tied to one another. The failure of Toyota systematic management can be directly attributed to the fact that so many different corporate functions were involved in the demise, including management of human resource, management of customer service, management of government relation, management of vendor relation, and management of public relation. As previously mentioned, employee mistake in areas such as requirement selection, performance management, compensation and benefit, internal human resource management, and so on, were the underlying causes of several technical and financial failures in Toyota automobiles. Consequences of this finding, Toyota needs to take into consideration and guarantee the terms of pay, bonuses, compensation, and welfare. And it should also avoid violating the psychological contract it has with its employee to establish a healthy environment at work. Thus, the corporate can motivate its employee to contribute to the company's success. The policy, method, and process that have impact on the behavior, attitudes, and performance of employee are referred to the human resource management. That's all for me and our group. Thank you.